If language is a sword, the extent of your vocabulary is what sharpens its edge. Using the right words at the right time can elevate even the simplest of topics. Whether you're drafting a simple essay or preparing for the advantages and disadvantages essay on the IELTS, relying on terms like pros and cons wouldn't take you anywhere. That's where you need the help of your vocabulary to make your arguments more convincing. So, here at Vuku, we'll show you how to use the right vocabulary to effectively express advantages and disadvantages to reach new heights. Let's begin. Tip 1. Incorporating synonyms and antonyms. First things first. What you can do to begin with is recognize what other words you can use instead of pros and cons, or advantages and disadvantages. These words are effective, but using them all the time can bore anyone. Simply, an advantage is the good part of something, while a disadvantage is the bad part. Instead of using advantage, you can use words and phrases like benefit, positive aspect, good point, or asset. Just like that, instead of disadvantage, you can use drawback, negative effect, objection, or downside. Even words like strengths and weaknesses can be better alternatives. Let me show you how those positive words can be used in a sentence. A major benefit of working from home is the flexibility it offers for employees. A positive aspect of exercising regularly is the improvement of your overall health. Her critical thinking is a valuable asset to the team. Your vocabulary is a key strength in speaking English fluently. As for words to use instead of disadvantage, here are some examples. A main drawback of urban living is the high cost of housing. Pollution has a negative effect on the environment. One objection to the plan is the potential workload for one person. The downside of this job is the long hours. Like that, incorporating synonyms and antonyms to words that are more commonly used can highlight your argument while showcasing your knowledge on the topic. They can also be used in one sentence together. Take this sentence as an example. Reduced traveling costs are a benefit of public transportation, while the longer travel time can be a drawback. There, the word benefit is used to describe the positive side of public transportation, and drawback is used to describe its negative side. That is how you can use different words to express the same argument when discussing advantages and disadvantages. There is no specific order in including those words in a sentence. They can be used in any way you see fit. Tip 2. Applying specific terms. Just like synonyms, another way to describe advantages is the adjectives of those words. Using adjectives is a better alternative to simply saying good or bad. Beneficial, advantageous, useful, or helpful are substitute words to describe the positive side of something. Let's see how these words are used in a sentence. A balanced diet is beneficial in maintaining a healthy weight. It's advantageous to learn a second language in the global job market. This map was useful in exploring the exhibition area. The instructions were helpful in assembling the furniture correctly. The words are used to describe how each point is an advantage to something. Here the words beneficial, advantageous, useful, and helpful provide detailed insights into the positive effects of the subject mentioned in the sentence. Similarly, adjectives like disadvantageous, detrimental, problematic, or damaging can be used instead of simply saying something is bad. Take these sentences for example. Living far from the city can be disadvantageous if you work in the city. Smoking is detrimental to your health. It's problematic when team members don't communicate effectively. Exposure to too much sunlight can be damaging to your skin. Did you see how these words are used to describe the negative effects of each subject in the sentences? That is how you can use adjectives of commonly used words to say the negativeness of something to mean the same concept without using words that are in common use. Tip 3. Using comparative vocabulary. To express advantages against disadvantages, using a comparative sentence structure is essential. Words and phrases like however, in contrast, while, on the other hand, and although help to compare and contrast ideas effectively. It is crucial for expressing clear differences between ideas and highlighting contrasts in what you want to say. Here are some examples of how these words can be used to express the differences more obviously. While the new software is more efficient, it is also more complex to use. In contrast to last year's performance, the company's profits have significantly increased this year. The proposal could lead to significant savings. However, it might also reduce employee morale. Although solar energy is environmentally friendly, the initial setup costs can be quite high. Remote work offers greater flexibility. On the other hand, it can also lead to feelings of isolation among employees. As you can see, these comparative words and phrases are used to balance the good side and the bad side of the issue. These are also helpful in showing the reader or listener that there are multiple perspectives to consider. Other parts of comparative vocabulary you can use are phrases like more than, less than, or rather than. Connecting the two ideas with the word than, and highlighting the degree to which one aspect can overweigh another, negatively or positively, with words like more and less, are how these sentences are built. The ending of the book was more tragic than readers expected. This year's marketing campaign was less successful than we had anticipated. Investing in education rather than infrastructure could lead to long-term economic growth. While this is how comparative words are used, it is the most basic of terms on how comparative vocabulary can be used to express advantages and disadvantages. In conclusion, the careful use of vocabulary is crucial when discussing advantages and disadvantages. Just like that, when you build your vocabulary, you can use any word or phrase in order to express whatever you need to say. Not just pros and cons, but building a good vocabulary would definitely be one of the pros when writing or speaking English confidently. Hope you learned something new today. For more English lessons, subscribe to Vuku and click on the bell icon. See you in the next video.